Guys, I can't believe it. I forgot to record the microphone audio. Oh my god. Ah, damn OBS, you kill me. You make my life so difficult. Why can't you just auto-detect the sources and record those? Oh my god. But in this episode, guys, yeah, as I said, the microphone didn't record. My fault, purely my fault. Rookie YouTubing errors. So yeah, I'm going to post-com over the video. Hopefully you guys still enjoy it. This is a great episode. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I make sure I will double, triple check that future episodes are not like this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode anyway. And let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Watford 20 Career Mode. Hope you guys are having a good day. Well, if you haven't checked out the last episode, you know what I say. Pause the video, go check it out, come back. You'll be filled in with what's going on. But today we have arguably probably what is the biggest game or biggest games, and therefore making the biggest episode ever in this career mode. Like ever. And the reason I say that is because we got the second leg in the knockout stage of the Europa League against Wolfsburg. Obviously, we beat them 2-1 in the first leg, but we're going away to Germany, seeing if we can win that, secure that double away. And then the last game of this episode will be the EFL Cup final against Liverpool. A huge game, our first cup final, seeing if we can win our first ever cup final, our first trophy for Watford. That would be really good because we haven't had the best season so far in the Premier League. So bringing home a trophy would be absolutely huge. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole of this episode because that game will be the last one. But yeah, before we get into all of that, we got a game against Crystal Palace first off. They will not be an easy opponent. They will be a tough opponent, as we know. So let's jump straight into that game and see how we do. Alright, so jump into the first game of this episode. Obviously, we've got bigger fish to fry in this episode, but we can't overlook Crystal Palace. We've done pretty well against them, so I'm hoping we can come away with 3 points from Selhurst Park. But we get a good early chance here as Leon Bailey, who's making his Premier League debut, gets the ball out to Reguilon, who gets a great cross into Ziyech. But obviously Ziyech's not known for his heading, but still should have done a lot better there. I think he just got all a bit muddled up, and his header kind of just went back across the goal rather than towards it. But we continue to press in the first half, and Aarons gets the ball out to Sousa here, squares up his defender, goes past him, crosses into the box. Leon Bailey getting in front of his defender and making it 1-0. Fantastic goal. His first Premier League goal for Watford. It was a fantastic bit of play. If you saw, we'll see it on the replay just in a second as he celebrates by jumping over the corner flag. We'll see it. He kind of looked like he was going to go in behind the defender, but then checked his run and came around the back of the defender, which meant that he could just poke the ball past the goalkeeper. You see it here, look, he just checked his run there and then got in front of his defender, just sliding. Defender had no idea where he was, and fantastic bit of play from Leon Bailey. Hopefully we see more of that in the remaining part of this season, but a great way for him to open his account. And yeah, this next highlight, wasn't it, just for the craziness of that crossfield ball there by the computer, but it was cleared up well by Rob Holding. He's done that so many times this season, proving why we bought him. And he wasn't necessarily a world-class defender, but we're kind of turning him into one as Leon Bailey sets Iñaki Williams again free down the wing. He ball rolls nicely past his defender. Leon Bailey squares it back, and Kessie makes no mistake with an absolute banger with his left foot. First time strike. Yeah, making no mistake. Keeper stood no chance. I think Iñaki Williams got out of his way. Oh, it was Renato Sanchez actually, I think, who got out of his way. It was definitely a good move as Kessie gets 6 Premier League goals this season, so definitely didn't think he was going to get that many Premier League goals this season, but fair play to him. He's really stepped up in the second half of the season. But Iñaki Williams here, not letting Crystal Palace settle as he gets the ball into Kessie, who lays it off beautifully to Renato Sanchez, and he also gets himself involved in the party with his first Premier League goal for Watford. Maybe this time he can have a bit more of a successful stint in the Premier League than he did previously. But if that goal is anything to go by, he would 100% be a success. It was a great bit of play. He just made that run off the midfielder. The midfielder didn't stick with him, and he was able to just very calmly slot the ball past the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. And 3-0 all in the first half. And yeah, pretty much the second half was very slow. We obviously took our foot off the gas. We didn't need to go hard. We've obviously got big games coming up. But we did get a fourth goal. You're about to see here from Joseph Brekalo, who cuts inside. Crystal Palace defenders just didn't close him down, and he had that space there on his stronger right foot to absolutely spank it in off the post and make it 4-0. We've actually won quite a few games away from home 4-0 now. It's just a shame that, particularly at the beginning of the season, we were just so poor. Like, this season could have been so amazing. But anyways, I won't dwell on that too much as we make it 4-0, but we weren't able to keep the clean sheet. We haven't been able to keep half as many clean sheets as I would have liked to, and I think that's probably been our biggest struggle this season. So maybe it is a centre back that we're going to need to buy in the summer. But Crystal Palace do score to make it 4-1, but you know there was no chance they were getting back into this game, which is a shame for us that we didn't get the clean sheet. And there is the full-time whistle. It ends Watford 4, Crystal Palace 1. Yeah, a great away performance for us Watford fans, loving the game there. Nice little pally chat with Roy Hodgson there, telling him that you got absolutely done in this game. But we move on to the next game. This game is probably the games are rising in importance in this episode, and we've got the second leg of the Europa League knockout stage now, round of 32 I think it is, against Wolfsburg. Obviously, if you guys haven't checked out the last episode, check it out, because we did take a 2-1 lead into this second leg, but obviously they got the away leg, so if they score first, it puts them in a very, very good position and makes life, you know, very tough for us. So we're going to have to be on the front foot right from the outset and make sure that we don't give them any chances to score, but also make sure that we prove a threat on the attack as well, because if we score one goal, then that tips everything greatly in our favour. So yeah, I've no doubt that this will be a tough game, but I believe we can beat them. We start off here in the first half. Ziyech picking the ball up and trying to get a strike away. I think that ball was arrowing into the top corner, but it was a fantastic save from Casteels, I think is the Wolfsburg keeper. Just denying Ziyech an absolutely fantastic goal here. But at the beginning of this first half, as I said just before the game started, we were pressing and causing all sorts of problems as Iñaki Williams gets free here and he gets his strike away and he scores at the near post past Casteels. We talked earlier in that Ziyech chance how Casteels did really well, but this time I think he did a pretty poor job. The ball just sneaked past him at the near post. Or the ball kind of went through him actually almost, and Iñaki Williams yet again cometh the hour, cometh the man, as Iñaki Williams scores to make it 1-0, an absolutely huge goal for us, and it just changes all the dimensions in this game. But we're not letting off for that. We're still trying to see if we can score yet another goal. As Iñaki Williams got through from Calvin Phillips, he couldn't score, and a ball rebounds out to Calvin Phillips. You saw my reaction there. How did he miss that? That was a chance to make it 2-0 and can just completely wrap the game up. But we move into the second half, and Wolfsburg, obviously, as you would expect, turned up the pressure, and they did score here, but fortunately for us, they were offside. Belotti there, luckily for us, as I was saying, he was offside, because they were really cranking up the pressure at the beginning of the second half, and all throughout they kind of just were pressuring us, but we didn't buckle. We held our own. We get here to the 80th minute, less than 10 minutes to go. Iñaki Williams picking the ball up, no one closing him down, and he absolutely smashes it in the top corner. His goal in the first half maybe was a little lucky down to poor goalkeeping, but this one, there was no mistake as he goes and punches the corner flag. You see my reaction there, how gassed I was with scoring this goal. It's probably one of the best goals I've scored with this Watford team in this career mode in the third season we're in now. It was a great little ball into him. The defenders all stepped off. No one was coming near him. And he takes it there off the crossbar. Yeah, keeper no chance. And what a way to wrap up our path into the next round of the Europa League. As you see there from the fantastic replay. Obviously, me as a manager being gassed with a goal like that. Pretty much seeing us through to the next round. And Iñaki Williams again, just showing us, just reminding us all how important he is to the team. As Wolfsburg try here at the end of the game to break away and try and get something back into the game, but the referee blows his full-time whistle and we win this game 2-0 and we progress on with 4-1 on aggregate, so a very, very handsome victory in the end. It was a tough game. Obviously they took the lead in the first game as well, so we did have to fight back, so we showed some very good character, I think, to come back into that game. But you guys know what's next. The biggest game of this career mode so far. You see those Liverpool players warming up there. Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah. And this one is the game that I've been looking forward to, and I'm sure those of you guys who've been following this series have been looking forward to as well. Our first chance for silverware at Wembley. As you see the Liverpool fans there with the mural of Gerrard trying to bring back some famous EFL Cup memories with Steven Gerrard. He won a fair few in his time as a Liverpool player. But we're out here to avenge some Watford history at Wembley. Obviously, in real life, last time they were at Wembley, they got absolutely trounced by Manchester City. So we got to right that wrong. There you see our path to the final. We faced some tough teams. We've beaten Manchester City and Chelsea on the route to this final. We've beaten Crystal Palace in a penalty shootout as well. So we haven't had an easy route to the final. We haven't been playing championship teams or anything like that. So we've fully deserved our place here, and we're going to have to get past that man, Alisson Becker. Obviously, the Liverpool front three are, very potent. We know about them all, and they're probably going to score. We haven't kept too many clean sheets, but yeah, we're going to have to beat Alisson some way. But there is a Liverpool team that's starting. Obviously, the midfield is pretty much completely different, and the defence actually from what it is in real life. But more importantly, that front three is still the same, and we know how good that front three are, both in the game and in real life. They're just, pace, power, all that good stuff. So I'm sure our defenders will have their hands full. We've made a couple of changes to the team, which we'll see in a second as the handshakes go on. Obviously, that second leg of the Europa League wore out some of our players. So we've just made a couple of changes. We've bought Merry Demiral, who's played loads of the EFL Cup games. So I thought he deserved to play in the final. Rob Holding was pretty shattered after that Europa League game, and Renato Sanchez has come in for Valverde, and that was an interesting choice. I really kind of tossed up about that one. However, based on how well Renato Sanchez played in the game against Crystal Palace, and Valverde, ran his socks off in the midfield in that Wolfsburg game, I thought Renato Sanchez deserved his place in this final. But Liverpool get a corner early on here in the first couple of minutes. A few step-overs there from Luis Alberto as he cuts inside, gets the ball in. I'm not sure who it came into, but Diop went to challenge there, and the referee has deemed that wasn't a fair challenge, and he's given a penalty, which at the time of recording this, I thought that was ridiculous. I was like, there's no way that was a penalty. He went to take the ball at the same time, and Firmino kind of just fell into him, I think, it was the way I saw it. But anyways, it was a penalty, and Mo Salah pretty much goes down the middle, which is kind of frustrating as Ramsdale dived out the way. But that's probably the worst possible thing that could have happened to us. An early goal for Liverpool. Obviously, we know how good they can be, particularly on the front foot. So an early goal from them is a big problem for us. But yeah, we're going to have to come back into it. We've shown we can come back against Liverpool, and we're going to have to show that again here as Sadio Mane again here in the first half crosses a great ball to the far post, and Mo Salah hits the post. Liverpool were all over us in this first half, and that Mo Salah chance again was just another example of how good they were. But yeah, this chance here with Leon Bailey was about as close as we got in the first half. We really were outplayed. It was a great save by Alisson and then cleared away by the Liverpool defenders, but we were very, very much under the cosh in the first half. We didn't really make any chances as Luis Alberto here gets the ball into Roberto Firmino right at the end of the first half, but fortunately for us, the ball was just close enough to Ramsdale. But yeah, as I said, we were very much outplayed in this first half, and I was really stressing when I was playing this game because we hadn't made any chances. They had been very solid defensively, and that front three of Salah, Firmino, Mane were looking very dangerous. So yeah, at this moment in time, I wasn't really sure how we were going to get back into this game as Diop gets caught. This kind of trend in the first half of Liverpool dominating continued into the second half as the ball gets passed into Dele Alli, but it was a fantastic save from Ramsdale. Who knows how important that save could be, but no sooner has he made that save, we've set Leon Bailey away on the break, and what is he's going to do? He's going to shoot. He's going to square it to Iñaki Williams, and he makes it 1-1. Literally like 2 seconds ago, it could have easily been 2-0. Dele Alli should have scored past Ramsdale there, but we broke. Maybe the Liverpool players were a little bit disappointed at Dele Alli missing that chance, but we didn't waste any time. We broke up the other end. Leon Bailey with his pace, squaring the ball into Iñaki Williams. He was able to just collect it. It was just in front of him. Any further back, and Virgil van Dijk would have cleared that. But Iñaki Williams yet again coming to the rescue, as he has done so many times, and as he will probably continue to do so, as Max Aaron plays Ziyech into trouble there. The ball comes back into Firmino, but Max Aaron manages to sweep up the ball, but he can't clear a ball. He gets it into Roberto Firmino, and Roberto Firmino sets up Harry Wilson. And with about 15 minutes to go, you see there my reaction. With about 15 minutes to go, we find ourselves 2-1 behind. Max Aaron's mixture of good and bad there. He's going to clear the ball up but then his first pass into Ziyech put him into trouble, and then that second clearance just was a very tired clearance, and then he was so slow getting up off the floor, he pretty much played Harry Wilson onside. And yeah, Harry Wilson makes it 2-1, and we got, what, about 10 to 15 minutes to see whether we can get back into this game here, as Brekalo wins the ball back from Charlie Taylor as he runs into the box and he crosses the ball into Kessie, and Kessie squeezes it past Alisson with about 7 minutes to go. We managed to equalise. Brekalo with a great bit of play, is super persistent, and crossed the ball nicely there to Kessie, who striked it first time. Alisson just couldn't keep it out, and 2-2. What kind of an upside down game is this? This is very much a Liverpool type of game, as we try and break here towards the end of the game, as Brekalo was taken out there, 100% sure that was a foul. Referee didn't want to give it, as the time ticks down here as Renato Sanchez meets Dele Alli in the middle of the pitch, and the referee blows his full-time whistle, and it is 2-2. What a crazy game. That Kessie goal was huge at the end. We were a bit lucky with that, and as you can see by my surprise there, we actually went to penalties straight. I think the EFL Cup final normally goes to extra time, but anyways, we're going into penalties, and Harry Wilson, who scored Liverpool's second goal, takes his first penalty and scores it to make it 1-0. Kessie up for us, who obviously scored the equaliser for us and buries it in the bottom right hand corner to make it 1-1. Dele Alli up next, and he goes to the left and he hits the post. He hits the post and misses. So Renato Sanchez here has a chance to make it 2-1 to us, as he takes his penalty to the left and it's saved by Alisson. Oh, it's 1-1. And Roberto Firmino up next, who slots his penalty away nicely and makes it 2-1. So we could have had the initiative there, but we've scored again there from Hakim Ziyech to make it 2-0. Sadio Mane up this time, and he goes to the right and it's saved by Ramsdale. What a fantastic save. It was absolutely madness. And Iñaki Williams, again, this time a chance to put us ahead, and he makes no mistake. Obviously, the man. And Aaron Ramsdale here, a chance to win it for us, as he saves from Alexander Zinchenko. And we win the EFL Cup. What a ridiculous game. With about 10 minutes to go, we found ourselves 2-1 down. We scored with about 5 minutes to go to equalise, and then we beat Liverpool on penalties. Aaron Ramsdale with a big save. Dele Alli missing as well, but Ramsdale coming up with the clutch save at the end there from Zinchenko. And it obviously it's his first season for Watford as well, so that was a big save for him. Watford fans obviously going crazy, the players going mad as well. You know, this is the first trophy we've won, and hopefully this is the first of many, both in this season as well as in the rest of this career mode. It's taken us about 3 seasons, maybe longer than some of the other career modes that you guys have watched, but I think it's been a steady rise to this position. You can see obviously how gassed the players are, and I was super gassed when I was recording this as well. Iñaki Williams doesn't believe it as he goes to celebrate with his players. They really deserve that win, man. We had to dig deep in this game. Obviously we went behind, well, we were behind twice. We fought back, and yes, we really deserved that. And Iñaki Williams will deservedly go and collect the trophy at the end there. He played a big part in the game, obviously getting that first goal, and he's just been a big part of our team for the whole season. So he 100% deserves to pick up that trophy as he gets gassed up with his players. There it is, the trophy. Iñaki Williams gonna prepare. You can see how excited all the players are. Ramsdale looking gassed, and there it is. They raise the trophy. That was our first trophy in this career mode. The EFL Cup. It's not one of the big cups, but you know how all great dynasties start. They start with the small cups. We see that with Manchester City. We saw that with Chelsea. So yeah, as I said, hopefully this is the first of many trophies, both in this season and in this career mode. Yeah, man, this was a very tough game, and the players really deserve it. And it was just, yeah, it was a really good game. I really enjoyed playing it. But that is the end of this episode. Probably the most jam-packed mega episode of career mode, this career mode series there has been so far. I think the only way it would top that if we get to if we get anywhere close to a Champions League final or something like that. But obviously we've got some big games coming up. As you can see there, we've got Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. Hopefully we can continue to progress in that competition too, and maybe make it to the final there. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Make sure you drop a like for us winning the EFL Cup, and make sure to subscribe so if you don't miss any other career mode episodes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.